All right, everyone, welcome. We're going to start in just one moment. Get yourselves comfortable. Feel like I'm a pilot on a plane. Enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax. Grab a little pack of peanuts, a drink, and we'll get going shortly. Thank you so much for being with us. Just a few more moments till we begin. Shalom Uvracha, dearest Chaverim, Chaverot, wherever you are, all of you, thank you so much for being with us. This is a special, special, special night. This is a night. This is a night that we will look forward to all year long. The truth is, it's a night that has the potential for tremendous, tremendous hitchadshut, renewal. That's what we all want. It's what we're all in dire need of, to absolutely feel that there's a chance to renew. It's not just for our sake. It's very clear that it's for the whole world's sake. Just to renew ourselves, to be able to feel that there's something, there's something new happening to us. There's definitely, most definitely something new happening to the world. So I just want to, again, invite us all for the next, 10 seconds, just the next 10 seconds, to just decide that for the next little period of time that we have together, however long it may be, hopefully it'll be, we won't even feel the time pass. But even if we do, to just pretend for a few seconds that there's nothing else going on in the world. We're not waiting to hear anything. We're not waiting to act on anything. It's just us, Rebbe Nachman, and all the gates of hitchadshut, of renewal. Having said all that, all right, it's time to sing. Time to sing. Let's go. All right. We're going to be singing a bunch of Breslov and Nigunim tonight. Beikar. Some you know, some you don't know. Maybe we'll start with one that you know. Love you, Yoni. I, Benjamin, I love you too. Na 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 na. I na 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 I na 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 I na 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 I na 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 kid I na 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 I na 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 I na 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 I na 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 I Israeli na 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 very bad oh na 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 Yosef ben Chas I Shalom Aleichem. Da 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 ma ya ma 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 ma. David da 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 da. Ay ay ay. Da 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 ma ya ya ya. Da la 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 la. Do 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 Shoshana Shalom Aleichem Chodesh Tov. Ay na 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 Mama Jacob Chodesh. Avi Ayana. All right, I don't know about you, but Rosh Hashanah was 6 months ago. I'm still there. Still in Yom Kippur. Still in the Sukkah. And I'm still in Chodesh. Hello! It's like one big bubble. All the days, it's like one big bubble this year. Every day is everything. So this happens to be one of my favorite Breslover Nigunim. Not so known. My Chevra here in Efrat, we know it. We try to sing it a lot. But it's from L'David Hashem Ori Le'ishi. If you know it, please sing it with me. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. Ay shifti shifti meis Hashem, meis Hashem golim in chayai. Nachzem benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Ay shifti shifti meis Hashem, meis Hashem golim in chayai. Nachzem benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Achad sha'alti meis. Mazel tov chasen, meis avakesh. Shifty, shifty, meis Hashem, meis Hashem, go get me chayei. Nachzai, benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Shifty, shifty, meis Hashem, meis Hashem, go get me chayei. Nachzai, benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Okay, I don't have to give you the Torah about why it's important to clap your hands. You just gotta start clapping them. Now, I can't hear, but I can definitely see. So I want to see a lot of clapping, everybody. Children, parents, everyone, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. Oh, shifti, shifti, meis Hashem, meis Hashem, golim chayai. Nachzem benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Shifti, shifti, meis Hashem. Hashem golim in chayai. Nachzem benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. Shifty, meis Hashem, meis Hashem, go get me. Nachzem benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Shifty, shifty, meis Hashem, meis Hashem, go get me. Nachzem benay Hashem. Let me try one time, just our voices, okay? I want you guys to learn this thing, and it's so beautiful. Let's go. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. Shifti, shifti, meis Hashem, meis Hashem, golim in chayai. Nachzem benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Shifti, shifti, meis Hashem, meis Hashem, golim in chayai. Nachzem benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. To your mayor. Achad sha'alti meis Hashem, meis Hashem, meis avakesh. Oh, shifti, shifti, meis Hashem, meis Hashem, golim in chayai. Nachzem benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Shifti, shifti, meis Hashem, meis Hashem, golim in chayai. Nachzem benay Hashem, ulvaken beichol. Shkoyach, everyone. L'chaim, 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 t'avim l'shalom. Before we continue, I just want to mention tonight we are proud to present before you this night in conjunction with Breslov Research Institute. And as well, this night is also sponsored Ilui Nishmas Chaim Simcha Ben Reb Nachum Yehuda. That is our mishpacha as well. So Ilui Nishmas Chaim Simcha Ben Reb Nachum Yehuda. Shabbat should have an aliyah. And also in honor of the engagement of my brother-in-law's brother, Yisrael Meir Hanekman. Wow, I have tonight so much in here that I've been storing since we've all kind of, life, I don't know, some things kind of changed in life a little bit recently. A few things, I don't know. And I've been storing a lot. And I want to, I just want to get it all out tonight. All out. And I have so many nigunim I want to sing with you, for you. Nigunim I want to teach you. But because it is hitchadshut, it's the night of hitchadshut, of renewal. So I want to sing for you some nigunim that I don't think you know yet. And definitely this one I want to sing for you. Because this nigun, I had the privilege of receiving right by Rabbi Nachman's kever on one of our trips that we did to the Ukraine, which you're all invited to come with us on the next one, whenever that's going to be. I had the privilege of sitting with my friend, my dear Chaver, Rabbi Avram Aryeh Shrugman. And it was after a long day of traveling. And he's a big Baal Menagin. He has beautiful nigunim. And most of his nigunim are in the key of major. It's a very positive, special, optimistic kid. And most of my nigunim are in minor, but I don't want to go into that tonight. But I was really much influenced by him that night. And this is the nigun that came down, actually in Breslev Research Institute in BRI headquarters. So I call this nigun Uman, and I just started recording it. Di-di-di, da-da-di, ay, da-da-di, da-di. Da-da-di, da-di, ay, da-da-di, ay, da-da-di, da-di. Ay, da-da-di, ay, da-da-di, da-di. Da-da-di, da-di, da-di, ay, da-da-di, da-di, da-da-da-da-da. Ay, da-da-di, ay, da-da-di, da-di. Da-da-di, da-di, da-di, ay, da-da-di, ay, da-da-di, da-di. Ay, da-da-di, ay, da-da-di, da-di. Da-da-di, da-di, da-di, ay, da-da-di, ay, da-da-di, da-di. Sing with me. Shalom, we love you. Ay, ay, Mata Esther. Ay, da da da. Ay, da 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 da. Ay, da da da. Ay, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ay, da da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ay, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ay, da da da. Ay, da 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 da. Ay da da da, ay da 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 da. Da 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 da, ay da da da, ay da 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 da. The ay da 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 da, just an ay ay da 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 da, and get it put it high. Da 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 da. Ay ay Rabbi Yitzchak. Ay da 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 da. Ay ay da 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 da. Oh. Ay da 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 da. Ay Karen. Ay 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 Effie. Did it ay la da 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 da. Ay da 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 da. Rabbi Yaakov. One last time, everybody. So many people ask me all the time, tell me how to do hispoidus. How do you do it? What's the secret ingredient? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? I'll just say what the Rebbe said. You know how Hashem started the Torah with us? He told us a story. He told us a lot of stories. Just tell Hashem a story. Tell him the story about what happened to you today. And then see where the conversation goes. Any of you that have an instrument, better grab an instrument or grab your feet and start dancing, Cobra, because don't need to have a reason to dance. You don't have to have a reason with simcha. Hey, hey, ah, hey, ah. I'm ba-dum bum ba-dum. I'm ba-dum bum ba-dum. I'm ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba. Ah, oh, I'm ba-dum ba-dum. I'm ba-dum ba-dum. I'm ba-dum bum ba-dum bum. Ay, Chodesh, Chodesh, oh. So my wife is sitting here right next to me, and I wanted the first moment of our chuppah, which was about 11 plus years ago. I wanted it to make a statement in the entrance to our chuppah. You know, Baruch Hashem, every musician that exists was kind of there. But there was only one family that was going to sing us down the aisle. And that's the family that taught me most of the Breslover Nigunim that I know. That's the family of Ben Zion Solomon and Sons. And it was only one nigun that I wanted to walk under our chuppah to. And it's a nigun of Rebbe Nissan of Breslau. Because Rebbe Nissan felt like he was the luckiest person in the world. He was so happy with his lot. He was so happy with the way that the cards were dealt to him. He felt like he had everything in the world. And that's how we started our life together under the chuppah. So I want to give a bracha right now to all those who are searching for their soulmates to find them. A bracha to all those who found their soulmates to keep on finding their soulmates. And also a bracha to all those who feel like they need a big boost in feeling cool with their lot, that tonight should be the night that they fall in love with the lot that they were dealt. Ashreinu ma tov chelkeinu u'manayim gayed aleinu. 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 Ashreinu ma tov chelkeinu u'manayim Ashreinu matayim chelkeinu u'manayim gayed aleinu. 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 Ashreinu Lefael u'manayim gayed aleinu. La 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 la. Free out. La 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 Chaim. Ashreinu matayim chelkeinu u'manayim gayed aleinu. 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 Wow. Even though you're all on mute, I feel like it's so loud in here. I can hear all of you. It's very, very special. So friends, what are we doing here tonight? Rosh Chodesh Nissan. What are we doing tonight? Tonight is the birthday of Rabbi Nachman of Breslov. 248 years ago. 248 years ago, this tremendously massive neshama came down into the world. And this neshama, it seems as if the 38 years that it was in this world was just a very small intro as to what was going to be the years after. I definitely don't feel that I have any hasaga, that I have any understanding, any grasping of who the Rebbe is. It's like the more you find out about Rebbe Nachman and the more you learn about him, the more you realize it's smartest to admit that Yimam is no garnished. But you're happy with that, actually. It actually makes you feel good. As opposed to other things in life where you don't know a lot, that it intimidates you and overwhelms you, this actually makes you feel really, really good. In honor of that inyan of who the Rebbe was and what it was like to have this neshama come down into the world. Remember, he was the great grandson of the Baal Shem Tov. I want to sing for you what has become my go-to nigun whenever I'm in Uman. And this is a song written by a big chassid of Rabbi Nachman. His name was Rabbi Yitzchak Breiter. And Rabbi Yitzchak Breiter was killed by the Germans, Yamach Shemam. But this Rabbi Yitzchak Breiter, I just bought a new sefer of his, I think it's called She'eris Yehuda. He wrote a lot. He put together a booklet, which is basically in English, BRI, put it out as a Seder Hayom, a day in the life of a Breslover chassid. Basically like mamish, how to live your life from morning to night with the teachings of Rabbi Nachman. Let's get some air in here. And one of the songs that he wrote is something that's called Shir Yedidut. There are two versions, three versions of this I recommend. One was put out by Breslov Research Institute many years ago. One is a beautiful, beautiful version by Rabbi Yosef Karduner, and another beautiful version done by Yitzchak Atiyas and his sons on a beautiful album that they put out a few years ago. And this song is just wondrous. I'll try to sing it a little bit slow. You know what I'll do? Let me see if I could take the words over here and put it into the chat to everybody. Let's see if that works. Not working. Okay. That's all right. It's more an Indian that you listen to the words and hopefully you'll get it. I'd like to welcome the Katz girls. Tonight's Farbrengen. חידוש כמו יסוי מעולם לא היה מעולם ביד עולם מהרבה עולמות שמו נעלם והוא יסכן את העולם כי זה כל האדם הוא רבנו מכל חוכמה למה אתם כל החי אדוננו מכל חוכמה לא איש בני ישראל הוא איש חי נחל נובע מכל חוכמה קלסה נפשנו לשיינו שינו אבל מאוד גבר מסנגדנו כמעט קלינו אבלנו לולי עזרס רבינו אוי הוא רבינו מקור חוכמה ואמרתם כל לחי אדוננו מקור חוכמה ראש בני ישראל הוא איש חי נחל נובע מקור חוכמה עשרה מיני נגינה העמודויס עם התחינה יסקנו תיקון הכללי וידעו שעשועים אשר מעולם לא יעלו אוי הוא רבינו מקור חוכמה ואמרתם כל לחי אדוננו מקור חוכמה ראש בני ישראל הוא איש חי נחל נובע מקור חוכמה ציוני הקדוש קדש קדשים בכל ארץ ורגע מחדש חדשים הבטיח על ציוני בתפילה ניגשים יוצאים משואל אף אם עברו הבינויס קשים הוא רבינו מקור חוכמה ואמרתם כל לחי אדוננו מקור חוכמה ראש בני ישראל הוא איש חי נחל נובע מקור חוכמה. Listen to the following words. This discusses the fact that Rebbe Nachman Baruch Hashem was one of the few from his generation that made it to Eretz Yisrael. And what a dream that was for him, what a dream that was for us. Kedusha Eretz Yisrael lehamshich aleinu ay be'alvad richeinu alad maseinu ובזה נזכה להניח ספינו ולנצח כל מלחמותינו אוי הוא רבינו מקור חוכמה ואמרתם כל לחי אדוננו מקור חוכמה ראש בני ישראל הוא איש חי So I want to give us all a bracha right now with the last verse that we have here. It's a bracha for tonight, for this Rosh Chodesh Nissan. The last words here is Chazak v'nitchazek b'nikudot tovoteinu. We should azamra the daylights out of ourselves, find the good points in ourselves, and be happy with what we find, and not doubt it, not fall into the trap that it's holy to think that to self-persecute ourselves is what Hashem wants, but to really be a chassid of Rabbeinu is to hold on to the good points that you find in yourself. Especially for you girls, mamash. Find the good points in yourself and lechazek otam. חזק ונתחזק בנקודות תבייסנו ולדין עשנו לקו זכוס ואס חברנו חוכמוס ולשנוס הגויים נרחק מדעתנו ונחיה חיי עולם בקדושת רבינו אינו רבינו מקור חוכמה ואמרתם כל לחי אדוננו מקור חוכמה ראש בני ישראל, הוא איש חי, נחל נובע מכל חוכמה לסתר, הוא רבנו מכל חוכמה. אמרתם כל חי, אדוננו מכל חוכמה. ראש בני ישראל, הוא איש חי, נחל נובע מכל חוכמה. Shiabanim, Toy Shiabanim, Sabi, Sabi, Gayola, Libenay, Iglala, Toy Shiabanim, Toy Shiabanim, Sabi, Sabi, Gayola, Libenay, ואתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין שיכולים לתקן, ואתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין שיכולים לתקן, ואתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין שיכולים לתקן, אם אתה מאמין שיכולים לקלקל, תאמין שיכולים לתקן. Destroy, believe that you can repair. If you believe that you can destroy, but believe that you can rebuild. If you believe that it's possible to fall, then believe it's possible to get up. If you believe it's possible to fail, believe it's possible to succeed. La la, v'yisrael shi'abani, v'yishi'abani, sabi, v'sabi, ge'ola, even Yeshakayach, everyone. So, as I said earlier, that all these nigunim tonight, in all the Torahs, are Leilui Nishmat Chaim Simcha ben Reb Nachman Yehuda, and we're doing this tonight. Our project has the privilege of hosting this with people that are very, very, very dear and close to our hearts. And that's the Breslov Research Institute, BRI, under the leadership of one of our greatest teachers of our generation, and that's Rabbi Chaim Kramer, who would kill me if he'd hear me saying this. That just proves to you how much he's a leader of our generation. And they're always, always, always up to just chesed sheba chesed, not just with the amazing, incredible gift they've given Am Yisrael of putting out the books of Rabbi Nachman. Most of us, I see people here in the chat and people in this room, are people that have definitely been exposed to Rabbi Nachman because of the books of BRI. But right now they're here to help. They're here. They know it's challenging times like all of us, and they have a Breast of Relief Fund And it's very, very important that you each go to breslov.org so you could be part of the mitzvah of tzedakah dispersed through Breslov Research Institute to those who really, really need help. I'm sure each of you are doing that already, but when it comes to tzedakah, in times like this, there can never, ever be enough to do. So we named tonight's topic, Ein Yeush Ba'olam Klal, that there's no despair. Rabbi Nachman מבresלב היה אומר לא להתייאש, לא להתייאש, לא להתייאש, רק לשמוח יש. Sing that with me, everyone. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Rabbi Nachman מבresלב היה אומר לא להתייאש, לא להתייאש, לא להתייאש, רק לשמוח יש. And because we're on the coattails of Adar, and we've gone into Nissan, I want to learn with you one paragraph, just one paragraph. This happens to also be my go-to paragraph. And this is actually a teaching from someone who came into the world after Reb Nachman had passed away and died in 1901. But he's a huge, huge mashpia on all our lives. And that is, of course, Rebbe Tzadok HaKohen of Lublin. I want to learn about Yeush, what that means, dafka through Reb Tzadok. So Reb Tzadok's words will appear in front of you just like that. Isn't this amazing? And Reb Tzadok says like this. First of all, Chevra, honestly, a lot of hard work this week. I'm talking 12-hour days of work have been put into all these incredible events we've been having the privilege to do with people. And the 12 hours of work a day really, really is due to a dear soul brother, my dear Chaver, Shimon Detweiler, who's behind the screen. You can't see, but the fact that I went like that and a page went up, I did not do that. So Shimon, I just, in the schus of the Rebbe, you and your family should be filled. Shefa Parnasa, Shefa Beriut, with good health, Yishuv Adas, Simcha Sachaim, and absolutely zero Yeush, zero despair. So we're just going to do one thing over here. And as you see, the title we had over here is En Yeush Ba'olam Bichlal. Why? Ki kvar haya Yeush. There's no such thing as despair in the world. You know why? Because we've all despaired already. We've all been through despair. Not only have we all despaired already on the world, the way that Am Yisrael came into being was through despair. So without going into the Midrash on the top, go right to Reb Tzadok HaKohen of Lublin. This is from a book, Divrei Sofrim. I learned this teaching from my Rebbe, Rav Weinberger, many, many years ago. It's stuck with me, and I try as much as I can to go back to it all the time, because I realized that for me, maybe Reb Tzadok said it just for me, but I hope and pray that each of you feel the same after you learn it right now. Reb Tzadok HaKohen says, Ein liyehudi lityaesh mishum davar. A Yid should not despair from anything in the world. Bein bi'inyanei haguf, bein bi'inyanei hanefesh. Whether the body's in pain, whether there's physical illness, chas v'shalom, or whether there's mental illness, or whether there's trouble in the soul. Why? Ki ein yeush klal etzel ish Yehudi. Because despair is the most foreign concept by a Yid. V'Hashem yitbarach yachol la'azor b'chol inyan. Because emunah means there's no room for despair. Because if I believe in God, it means that God can do anything. So what am I despairing about? What am I despairing over? Now, up until now, okay, pshat, seems very much Reb Nachman. Like I told you before, Reb Tzadok, a student of the Ishbitzer, he's later, he did learn Rabbi Nachman, we know, I forget, I knew someone that had a manuscript of, I believe he had a manuscript of Reb Tzadok's Likutei Moharan. So that's pretty far out. But what's amazing is that Reb Tzadok so far sounds like Rabbi Nachman, but he explains to us a take on Yeush like I never saw before. Look at the next paragraph. B'chol binyan ha'umah ha'yisraelit haya achar ha'yeush ha'gamur. The building of the Jewish nation took place after total despair took place in the world. The Avraham v'Sarah skenim. When was Yitzchak born? When did God decide to build the Jewish people? He decided to build the Jewish people with two people that had every reason to despair over them ever having the privilege of bringing a child into the world. So much so that the name of the first Jewish child is, I'll give another name for Yitzchak. You know what would be another name for Yitzchak? Yeush. Desperation. It could never be. Sarah's told she's going to be an Ima. It could never be. So it says, what's going on over here? Abram and Sarah despaired? Look at the next of this first line and second paragraph. Shelo ala al dat adam lehamin ze, va'afilu achar aftachat hamalach. No human being believed that Abram and Sarah could have a kid. No one believed it. Even after the Malach promised what he promised. V'Sarah hatzadeket yad'a v'he'emina. V'Hashem yitbarach kol yachol. V'im kol ze tzachaka b'kirba. Even though Sarah believed with her whole heart and soul that Hashem can do anything, he's kol yachol. Im kol ze tzachaka b'kirba. Shaya rachok etzla la'amin ze. Even though she believed in God, like you and I mean, Alavai, we believe in God like Sarah Imenu. But even though you and I know we believe in Hashem, we still feel that things are impossible. We still tzochkim b'kirbeinu, we laugh in our midst, inside. Shaya rachok etzla la'amin ze. It was far, far from her to believe that this could happen. Beyod'a ziknat Avraham, because she knew how old Avraham Avinu was, right? As if she was like 25, right? She wasn't exactly 25. But she said, oh, brother Abi, right? Avraham Avinu, he is very old, so it can't be. But then Reb Tzadok says, v'chen ziknata. But she also realized, you know what, I'm pretty old as well. V'im haya retzon Hashem yitbarach lepokdam, haya pokdam mikodem. So Reb Tzadok says, I want you to know, Yidden, if God wanted to give them children at an earlier stage in life, he would have done it. Why? Delema'et benes adif, velo avid nisa b'makom she'en tzarich. God would always prefer not to have to perform a miracle. One of the basic pshats is because if God needs to do a miracle, and then we start believing in him, it's not such a big deal. It's like when I give my child something really special, and then they say, oh, Abba, I love you. It's sweet, but it's not so sweet. So Reb Tzadok says the klal is always, if Hashem doesn't have to do this, he's not going to do it. But Hashem was doing something different over here. Aval be'emet, in the bold type, in the third paragraph, second paragraph from the bottom, Aval be'emet me'et Hashem hayta zot, sheye binyan ha'umah dafka achar ha'yeush ha'gamur. Reb Tzadok says, but really the building of the Israelite nation was dafka, coming from a place post-despair. Shelo he'emin shum adam va'afilu Sarah shetipaked od. That no one believed they would have children. Even Sarah didn't believe. Why? And this is Rabbi Nachman's gift to you and I, to all of us. Ki ze kol ha'adam ha'yisraeli. This is what being a Jew is all about. Leha'amin she'en lihityaesh klal. That there's no reason to despair. The le'olam Hashem yitbarach yachol la'azor. God can always help. Vayipaleh ma'Hashem davar. Is there something too wondrous for God to do? And this is also for us right now. Ve'en lachkor b'chakirot lama asa Hashem kacha. God, why did you bring to the world this coronavirus? Why? We had a whole sheer on how that's impossible to answer. And yet you have to kind of assume that there's a shlichus for you from listening to your own private answer. But why? I said in shul a few weeks ago that I was once at a shiva house for a mother Rebbe who died and left 5 young children and a beautiful husband. And someone at the shiva house, it was very awkward silence, those awkward silent shiva calls. So everyone obviously there wanted to know why did this happen? So some guy, some Swedish, beautiful guy, long beard, comes into the shiva. He says, Lama yomru agoyim. He says, the question of why, that's not our question. Yomru agoyim, let the other nations of the world ask why. Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo. That's what he said. Wow, bullet. Mamish a bullet. So Rebbe Tzadok tells us at the end over here in the bottom paragraph, and then the salvation and the future redemption, which is so clear to everyone that we're on the brink. We're on the brink of Et Shivat Zion Hayinu Kecholmim. I know we've been saying this for many years, this Ikvisa de Mashiach, but it's up to us. It's not like let's stay back and watch the show how it unveils, how it reveals itself. It's Hashem, I'm going to play my role now. Now I'm playing my role. Now I'm showing up. So Reb Tzadok says this is how it's going to be in the future. And Reb Tzadok wasn't that long ago. Remember, he died in 1901. It says in Yeshaya, Mi he'emin lishmuatenu, which means who's going to believe? Who's going to believe what we heard? And then he quotes the Gemara in Sanhedrin, the Ein ben David ba ad sheyitya'ashu min ha'geula. Now we can understand a very confusing Gemara. The Gemara in Sanhedrin says, Mashiach comes only once you've despaired from it even happening. How could that be? Just like Yitzchak came to the world only once Sarah despaired that she could ever be an Ima. That's how the Jewish nation began. That's how the story of us Jewish people is coming to a beautiful close of an intro or a first chapter, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. Zot omeret, to look at the world right now while people are suffering so much and say it's so beautiful, you got to be an idiot and a fool and even a Russia to feel like that and say such words. That's not what we're talking about. But to look at the world, what's going through right now, and say, it's so bad, I'm just going to close my eyes until it's over, you're just as much of a fool. Because it is now, that's the time, after everyone has despaired already, after so much Yeush in the world, after so many people are suffering, Hashem is saying to you, Ki b'Yitzchaki kareh lecha zera, or whatever the version of that is today, in 2020, in Tafshin Pei. Mi ha'emin lishmuatenu. Ve'al ken amar, the bottom line, it says in Yeshaya Hanavi, Habitu el Avraham avichem ve'el Sarah techolachem. The Navi says to the people of redemption, look at your Avraham, your father, and Sarah, the one who made you. Degam hatchalat binyanchem. Just like the beginning of your national building began after Yeush, hayaken achar Yeush, so too will your geula happen after your Yeush. I want to prove to you now, in other words, how you all have lived this Torah many times. And you don't have to raise your hand, but I'll raise it for you. How many of you have ever despaired before and given up on God? How many of you more than 10 times? How many of you more than 10 times this week? And yet what? Hi, what are you doing here? This is not a Bon Jovi free concert. This is a night of Rabbi Nachman. Why? Because we already went through the Yeush. You and I have been through it so many times. And we're still here. En Yeush ba'olam klal. We are living testimonies. We're living proofs that when the Rebbe screamed that right before he died, don't ever give up. You and I are living testimonies that those words of Rabbi Nachman are still ringing in our ears. They pierced Shamayim, they pierced Aretz, they made Shamayim and Aretz kiss. Sometimes we don't understand ourselves. Why haven't I given up yet? What's wrong with me? Why am I an idiot? Do I like getting punished? Is this my chelik in the world? But really, in the pnimius of things, it's because of how Rebbe Tzadok explained it. You and I were Jews. Either we're born Jewish or we joined the Jewish people. And in our DNA is the DNA of Yitzchak Avinu, how he came into the world. And the DNA of Yitzchak Avinu is that, I hate to break it to you, but you're never out of the game. I hate to break it to you. My mother and father were 90 and 100, and they gave birth to me after they despaired. So whatever you think is impossible, just chuck it out the window. Just chuck it out the window. Friends, I want to give you a bracha to look at your lives right now and realize that there's so many things that you have in life, trials and tribulations that you've overcome. You've overcome so many of them, and yet what? While you were going through them, you could have sworn, there's no way in the world I'm going to pass this one. And look at you now. Look at you now. Look at us now. Like we said before, chazak v'nitchazek b'nikudot tovoteinu. May we become strong in the good nikudot that we find in ourselves. Each of you can find a moment. Each of you can find a moment where you've despaired before. And each of you can now look at yourselves and be like, I guess I'm ready for Geula, because I went through that already. En ben David ba ad shemitiashim mina Geula. Mashiach comes once you've been through despair and you still showed up. So chevra, en Yeush ba'olam klal. In the emes, there is no despair, because you and I promised ourselves. We promised our grandparents who went through gas chambers in Auschwitz, and we're promising our children who are the door of the Geula, that Yeush is not in the cards, no matter how many times we have to go through it. Rabbeinu shag bekol gadol, ein shum Yeush, ein shum Yeush, ein shum Yeush b'aylam klal. Rabbeinu shag bekol gadol, ein shum Yeush, ein shum Yeush, ein shum Yeush b'aylam klal. Hey, it's fun, get up, not the up, leave it fine. Let's hear you! Rabbeinu sha'at bekol gadol, ein shum Yeush ha'olam klal. Rabbeinu sha'at bekol gadol, ein shum Yeush, ein shum Yeush, ein shum Yeush ha'olam klal. Rabbeinu sha'at bekol gadol, ein shum Yeush, ein shum Yeush b'aylam klal. Rabbeinu sha'at bekol gadol, ein shum Yeush. רפואה שלמה, רפואה הנפש ורפואה הגוף. בניסן נגאלנו ובניסן עתידים להיגאל. It was in Nissan we came out of Egypt. And if we play our cards right, and we allow the teachings of the Nachal Noveh Mikor Chochma and all the Tzaddikim Amitim to come and direct us and teach us how to be, especially the Rebbe's teachings, who taught us how to listen to ourselves. No one has anything over us. Dearest Chaverim, dearest friends, those that are with us here on Zoom, those that are with us here on Facebook, those that are with us here in spirit, those who will be with us later on. As a very, very, very bemet, a simple Jew, well, I'm not so simple because I'm a Kohen. So as a Kohen who lives in Eretz Yisrael, I'm begging you to not let me off the hook, because I'm not gonna let you guys off the hook either. Kol Yisrael arevin ze lazeh. When we come out of this Mishigas, Chas v'shalom, we should forget these moments of dveikus, these moments of wanting more, these moments of believing that we're made out of more. Let's hold each other accountable to not forget the people that we're meeting while we're going through such craziness. Because for this whole thing to just stop without us going there is just as painful as continuing like this. חודש טוב ומבורך, חודש של גאולה, של ישועות ונחמות לנו ולכל עם ישראל, ולכל העולם כולו. Chodesh Tov, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Love you very, very much. All of us, wherever you are. באהבה רבה.
Let's see everybody.
Yeah.
That means I'm laughing.